Hey, it's Angie from Happy Healthy Vegan back with another recipe demo. So the other day I posted a picture of these zucchini chips on our Instagram and Facebook accounts, and even though I thought it was really like the simplest recipe in the world, a few people had some questions. First of all, let me demonstrate how crisp and crunchy these are. You know how hard it was for me to not scarf all these and save them for this recipe demo today. So as you can see, I slice them very thin, and I like to put a little bit of a topping on it. I've played around with different toppings. There's actually two kinds in here. So here's Frontier's all-purpose seasoning, no salt blend. There's also no oils. It does have some onion and garlic in there, so if you're strictly avoiding those, this probably wouldn't be your go-to move. I also picked up some of their lemon pepper, which also has a little bit of onion in it. So if you are completely avoiding onion and garlic, then why don't you just stick with my recipe that I recently gave you to make your own celery powder. There's absolutely nothing added. It's only made out of celery, so you really can't go wrong there. Now I have some other fancy recipes that I've done in the past with the chips, which is putting like a little leaf of basil and a slice of tomato on there, which is also really good. So one of my viewers asked how I got such large chips out of my zucchini. You know, I don't think these are particularly large, but the fact of the matter is it all depends on the size of the zook. As always, bigger is better, baby. You want them with a lot of girth. So I suppose that you could cut these by hand, but I use this mandolin slicer. This blade can go up and down to make a thicker or thinner slice. I actually played around and made a few thicker sliced zucchini chips, which was actually by accident, but I went ahead and dried them, and they were delicious. Ryan and I scarfed those right away. So today I might experiment with making a variety of thin and thick chips. You really don't need to remove the skins, but I do like to remove what I lovingly term the butt. Alright, now you don't need to remove this top part because we're going to kind of be using that as like almost like a handle. You know, I remember this mandolin was pretty inexpensive on Amazon. It's really worth it because watch how much power these things have. Slice, 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 slice. Oh my goodness, they're just stacking up underneath here. Alright, so one zucchini gave me a ton of chips. I'm just going to start laying them out. So I guess I should have mentioned that we're going to be making this in a dehydrator. So last time I got spices all over my counter, so this time I smartened up and I put a towel underneath of here. So as you can see, I'm just kind of liberally sprinkling my all-purpose seasoning on here till they're all covered. There they are, and now we're ready to put this tray into the dehydrator, and I'll get the other trays ready. So now I've got a tray of the zucchini with the celery powder on it, ready to go. Okay, so I've got my experimental yellow squash chips here, and I've sprinkled them with a little lemon pepper, and a couple of the rows I put small leaves of basil on them. Now I've got some really delicious cherry tomatoes. I'm going to try to slice this into 3 thin slices to put on top of the chip. Alrighty. Oh, so hard to cut them so small. So here we go. This should be perfect.
Now aren't those pretty? Those are going to taste like pizza when they're done.
Okay, so now I'm going to try the experimental thicker chips. So what I need to do is adjust this.
Alright, let's see how thick they turned out. Oh yeah, this looks perfect. So this is what I was talking about, how this ends up being like a handle when you get to the very end of it. Ooh, I didn't have to waste anything.
So here's our last tray. Now I wanted to mention actually that one of the reasons I brought up this recipe with you guys is that holiday season's coming up, and I imagine you're probably like me and you don't have a ton of raw 80-10-10 vegan friends, so it's nice to have some food that you can share with people that, you know, kind of seems familiar and it's fun, and everyone's got the bowl of chips out during the holidays. Well, you can have a bowl of chips out too, but you're able to control the amount of salt and oil that goes into it and make sure that it's the highest quality possible. Alright, so here we go with the last tray. Just gonna close it up. Oh, never mind all the filth and squalor on my dehydrator. We're gonna set this to about 110. That's kind of my go-to move. Okay, so here we are about 10 hours later, and These are definitely ready. They've shrunk up quite a bit, as you'll see. And here's the fancy ones. So it definitely shows that the size of the zucchini, these are the thick chips, believe it or not. The size of the zucchini definitely determines the size of the chip. Some of these are pretty small. The pizza chips, I'll show you one up close. Mmm. Definitely gets the Anji Bee bite of approval. I'm bagging these up to take with me to the movies with Ryan later today. It's a pretty good idea he had. Then we can get our crunch on without all the salt, oil, and GMO popcorn. Like I said, these would be great for your holiday parties. Definitely stay subscribed for more recipe videos from me. I'm starting to do a series of kind of holiday related recipes right now. So yeah, until next time, keep it carb, baby. Keep it carb.